My name is Charles Hua, and I'm the founder and executive director of Powerlines, which is a national nonprofit organization, a consumer advocacy group seeking to modernize the utility regulatory system for American energy consumers to lower utility bills and grow the economy. We focus particularly on the 200 state public utility commissioners that oversee more than $200 billion a year in utility spending. Public utility commissioners have the power to determine how much people pay for energy, what types of investments utilities make, and where these projects are located. And they ultimately power the $5 trillion AI economy because access to electricity and speed of access is now the name of the game for big tech companies and data centers looking to develop new energy infrastructure. So the role that these state PUCs will play going forward will be especially important, and it's critical that we make sure that the interests of consumers are represented in the regulatory system going forward. The big challenge is how can we harness AI as a force for good and for innovation in the energy system, in the utility regulatory system. And there's a lot of different ways that AI can help solve some serious challenges facing our energy system. That includes anything from doing a better job of planning for future investments and grid needs. It's better it's better operating support for grid operators and utilities to make sure that the grid is working fine and can respond to natural disasters and other extreme conditions like wildfires in the West. And it can help with processing. So particularly when we think about permitting and interconnection queues as two big log jams facing electricity, AI can help us make sure that these government bodies actually can more quickly and more efficiently process those requests. So AI can be a serious force for good if we harness it right. And it's incumbent upon state utility regulators and other energy bodies, as well as state and federal policymakers, to make sure that the utility regulatory system is actually modernized so that it can effectively harness these AI technologies for good. If there was one policy that I wish policymakers would advance, it would be to seriously invest in these state public utility commissions and state energy bodies that will have an outsized role in powering our future economy. A lot of these state public utility commissions are deeply under-resourced and understaffed. This is the moment where we want to make sure that the best and brightest talent in this country is sitting in those seats and serving on the staff of these public utility commissions so that we can make sure that the U.S. can compete on the global stage, advance national security and reliability objectives, all while protecting consumers and making sure that consumers and communities ultimately benefit from this AI revolution. And so our organization, Powerlines, has released a new PUC jobs board helping connect energy professionals to these state public utility commissions. That can be found on our website at powerlines.org. And it's imperative that states continue to invest in the capacity of these bodies to accelerate affordable, reliable energy systems for all American consumers. So in thinking about what a positive vision for how AI can positively impact the grid, I think if you picture waking up in the morning, you have a smart thermostat that already sets the conditions, the temperature in your house. You drive perhaps an electric vehicle to your job at a data center or a manufacturing company, and then you come home and your system is automatically set up to charge your vehicle while heating up your home. That's what's possible if we actually leverage AI as a force for good. And I think it's imperative that when we think about and talk about the AI revolution for the energy sector, that we come back to consumers, which is ultimately who the audience for and that's ultimately who we built the utility regulatory system that we have today in service of, is the notion that everybody should have access to electricity and affordably and reliably. And so we can't lose sight of the fact that consumers will play a key role in the energy system going forward, not just as consumers, but also as producers. And we need to make sure that public utility commissions and other government bodies are sufficiently centering and protecting consumers in this energy transition going forward.